All right, and we're back. So, in super high speed, what you see me do here is actually put some drain rock over top of the drain tile, cover it in drain cloth, just so that the drain tile doesn't get clogged up by the fine sediments and the silts. And then putting more road base over top of that to come to the level that we need for putting in the pavers that you'll see in a second. Every now and then you got to switch it up and do something else, and so I started digging down the mountain of soil that I have in this particular corner of the yard. The soil gets transported further back into the yard where it's needed. I drove the mini excavator over this particular spot quite a few times, and so even the tiller had a really hard time getting through it. And once again, switching it up, this time it's all about the driveway. I'm trying to get it, yes, it's raining, that's correct. I'm trying to get the spot in front of the garage more or less level so that a vehicle can be worked on out there without too much of an inclination. All the gravel that I'm digging out of the driveway, I'm dumping besides the foundation here and using it to level it out behind the foundation as well. And then more tilling and more shoveling and more dumping. I'm finally getting closer to where it needs to be, and this is now where I'm dumping the gravel behind the shed and leveling it out in anticipation of putting down pavers. Back to the west side of the shed, and this is where we're starting to lay down some of those exposed aggregate pavers. I'm really trying to clean up the surrounding of the shop so that I don't really have to deal with 6-foot weeds or anything like that in the long run. These things are crafty little buggers, so I'm definitely going to have to weed here or there, but hopefully nothing too extreme. So the weed barrier is down, the road base on top of that I'm using as the underlay for the pavers. I'm tamping it down, solidify it, put the pavers in, use that little wooden block as a spacer against the foundation, and just lay them one by one. Should now be obvious that this work has been done over several days, and we're back in the soil section of the backyard, and once again I have to make it through that heavily compacted area that the mini excavator left behind, and wrestling that rototiller is just a bear. The thing bucks and pivots and yanks me all over the place. But it got through, and we're raking it into little mounds that we can fill the wheelbarrows with and bring it back into the back of the property. And yes, that is me on my knees. It's easier on my back that way. And then, for whatever reason, we decided it was a good idea to also start pruning trees, and we lightened this crabapple up quite a bit. It was very top heavy. It's actually a nice little tree, and I'm hoping to keep it beside the shed. It'll be nice privacy and shade giving, but it needed to be lightened, so that was done. And then back to tilling. This is, I think, the final pass that I'm actually doing. It's just the deep pass. I'm really chewing out probably about 6 to 8 inches at this point, taking out big rocks that I can find. You can see the rock pile getting bigger and bigger to the right. So this will be the final pass in tilling, and that allows me to rake it out and distribute it nicely in the yard properly in anticipation of seeding, which you'll see in a future video. Whew. So, it's been a while since I gave you guys an update. Done a lot of work here lately. Notably, the yard is getting more and more to where it needs to be. We dug out a lot of the soil and dumped it sort of further back. The backfill is happening as well. Here we are more or less at the level we need to be so that we can let it sit. So eventually level it out further, make it smoother, and then tamp it down. And then I could put a sand layer down and put paver stones or something like that on top. Laid the pavers. There's now a nice clean pathway. I'm gonna buy some gravel, pea gravel or something like that, and just fill in all the cracks. So that's gonna be nice and solid. And then back here we'll just continue with the pavers as well. So all that needs to be tamped down and solidified. And weed barrier, and then get pavers. This section here, I think I'm gonna put pavers all around it, along the wall there, and then find some round pavers that I can put around the tree, give it a bit of a space, and then carry on with the pavers all the way into this corner here. And we piled up some soil back here and then behind the shed, cleans it up a bit. Really, this pile of wood is in the way, so I think that's it more or less for the backyard yard work. The rest is now building stuff. So that's coming. Not quite yet, but it's coming. Hope you're doing well. Talk to you soon.